Please welcome Leslie Morse Nelson, Chair, Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon, and welcome to all our graduates here and their guests and looking from afar. As Chair of the Teachers College Board of Trustees, I have the honor of officially opening today's ceremony and being the first to congratulate the 2025 Master's and Doctoral graduates of Teachers College. As we celebrate your accomplishments, we know that it may not have been easy, and many of you have had a journey marked by unexpected challenges and hardships. That is what makes today all the more sweeter. So I would say, give yourselves a very big round of applause for all you have accomplished. This is a momentous day, not only because it signifies the culmination of a tremendous amount of academic effort, hours upon hours of work on papers, research, exams, presentations, and clinical fieldwork, but also because it signals your commitment and your readiness to step into the world and make a difference as innovators and leaders. As TC medalist Kathleen Garcia said to our graduates several years ago, chance is the product of a very big vision and small, consistent execution. Your impact, I'm a little goofed up here. Your impact will be felt by people you may never meet. Work hard for those people every day and always remember the normal and the everyday is heroic. Some of you are heading into classrooms to launch your careers as teachers. You will be working on the front lines of our country's future, nurturing and shaping the hearts and minds of young people at a time when our nation urgently needs citizens with a clear vision of what is just and what is possible. Thank you for taking on this incredibly important work. Others of you will be shaping hearts and minds and bodies through other types of service as artists, art administrators, psychologists, counselors, health practitioners, neuroscientists, speech pathologists, and so much more. Together you embody what Teachers College has recognized since our founding over 130 years ago. For individuals to flourish and reach their full potential, we must support their well-being comprehensively, both in and out of schools and from birth into old age. This foundational insight, this drive to address the whole of human development, is why Teachers College offers graduate programs not just in education, but also psychology, health, and leadership. It is why TC scholars have always been at the forefront of identifying and meeting emerging societal needs, establishing the nation's first programs in educational psychology, nutrition education, international education, special education, and so many other areas. And it is why so many TC graduates have gone on to be leaders in their fields. I am so grateful and proud to be here to celebrate this new class of graduates, who I know will continue to build on and contribute to this great legacy. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the President of Teachers College, Thomas Bailey.
Thank you, Leslie. Greetings to all of the families, friends, faculty, student volunteers, and staff joining us here today for our main event as we celebrate the momentous occasion of our 2025 TC graduates completing their degrees. Graduates, this is your day and you've earned it. Congratulations. Of course, getting to this point has taken the support of so many others. So let's also celebrate all those who have helped you get here, your spouses and partners. We can do that many times. Your parents, your children, your grandparents, siblings, and friends. your advisors and mentors, and those with us today and those not here, including perhaps the DoorDashers and Uber drivers who kept us all going. They were important too. Like many in this room, I am proud of you. And as I look at you, I'm also optimistic. Now, I know optimism may not be the emotion some of us have been feeling recently, maybe not for a while. So let me tell you why I feel so encouraged. You came to Teachers College because you had an idea, you had a vision. You came from distances far and near, and you made sacrifices. You were focused on learning and also on doing. And as part of your education, those ideas you came with were challenged, and you defended them. Perhaps you altered them. Some of you may have gone in completely new directions. But in the end, you grew with them. That is what a TC education does. It is designed to make you question things. I know that being here today means that with the guidance and input of your faculty and peers, you've stretched yourself. You've worked hard on that initial idea, that spark of a vision, and you will now move it forward. Now, at this point, graduation speakers often talk about the world you're heading into, how your schooling has prepared you for that world, how you're ready now for the real world. But of course, you have been in the real world. TC is built around the notion of experiential learning. We learn from doing, from reflection, from social interaction and collaboration. These were the ideas of John Dewey, who was on our faculty more than a century ago. He set the foundation for modern education in the US, and certainly the standard for Teachers College. No matter your area of focus, you have engaged with communities, with data, and with each other in the pursuit of your studies. While you may have used AI along the way, you also drew on the original AI, actual intelligence. Well, that took a while, right? And you have also engaged with the larger world. That is another legacy of John Dewey, which we are proud to uphold. In the early 1900s, a group of Chinese scholars were among the first international students at TC. They came to study Dewey's progressive ideas as they set out to modernize China's education system. Dewey's subsequent stay in China broadened his education and political philosophies with a decidedly international approach and mindset. To this day, we recognize that TC is an institution in and of the world. That starts right in New York City, where we have more than 130 partnerships that depend on the talents of our students and faculty. K-12 classrooms throughout our 5 boroughs draw on the skills of our teacher education alumni. And tens of thousands more TC graduates extend our impact across the country and the globe in the fields of education, health, and psychology. We embrace the notion that our borders are not at 120th Street. They're not at the tip of Manhattan, and certainly not at the edge of the United States. We celebrate our place in the nation and in the world, and we celebrate the world's place on our campus, where we have students and faculty coming from 48 states, close to 80 nations, and speaking at least 30 languages. That's a good thing. And we are proud of what happens when different cultures come together and learn from one another. So graduates, I'm optimistic because by being in this world as TC students, you have already been making a difference through challenging times, through disagreement, discomfort, and even discord. Part of your education has been to live in that discord, and it has prepared you for what is still to come. For some of you, things that you've studied, things you believe in, and which I believe in, are being challenged. Things like the value of diversity, of recognizing the strength of having those different backgrounds, different ideas, and different cultures at the same table. We know it makes us better. The value of equity has been challenged, but we believe in doing everything we can to ensure everyone has access to opportunity. Why? It makes us better. Even the value of inclusion has been challenged, implying that it is wrong to make people feel like they belong, that they're welcome. We want all of our students, our graduates, and our community members to feel comfortable contributing according to their own beliefs and values. Why? It makes us better. Higher education has come under attack. Research has come under attack. Teaching history has come under attack. These are the fundamentals of Teachers College, and they're infused in your education. Our graduates believe in history and learning from history. They believe in science and that facts are proven through research, in labs, and through data that has been collected and studied over many years. They believe that eliminating funding or challenging an area of study does not take away its value or our commitment to its pursuit. Our graduates here today have demonstrated that they care about making the world better, about growing, about questioning. They recognize that even with the benefits of artificial intelligence, there remains a need for us to talk to each other, to be together, to engage at a deep level. Our graduates know we gain from the friction of disagreement, and ideally we find common ground. I say ideally because finding common ground seems so difficult these days, even to me, and building consensus is a core of who I am. In fact, I will confess that these are challenging times for me personally. My academic career started with research on immigrant communities, their employment pathways, and their important contributions to our economy and society. I was raised in a Quaker family, a religion that emphasizes consensus and cooperation. My father spent his career working for UNICEF, dedicated to bringing health and well-being to children throughout the world. I believe in community and in integrity. I believe in listening. I believe that we come to the right answers by working together. And the TC community has been my home for 35 years because it is a place that not only values those principles, but encourages them in all of our students. The fact is, I believe we can come together, and I know these graduates will lead the way. We have a common focus on the public good. And so I'm heartened by our 2,200 graduates who will carry their visions forward with a focus on positive impacts in the fields of health, psychology, education, all of which are about the public good. Graduates, today you join some 90,000 TC alumni who took what they've learned at TC and used it to make the world better. That includes those who came to this country just to study at TC. They came to build a better world in their home countries. Like Satoshi Watanabe, one of my former students, now a policy advisor to the Prime Minister of Japan, addressing the country's income inequality and stagnant wages. And Yupa Udum Sakti, who became Thailand's first woman Minister of Education and a leading public health advocate. Our alumni also include those who are making their mark in the US. That includes Alison Desir, who channeled her passion for movement, mental health, and racial equity into founding Harlem Run and co-founding the Running Industry Diversity Coalition. And John King Jr., who is now Chancellor of the State University of New York and is also the former US Secretary of Education. Graduates, I know you will continue in the spirit of those who have come before you, extending your impact, building on the legacy of our founders and leaders, from Grace Dodge to John Dewey to Shirley Chisholm to Maxine Greene to the esteemed Ed Gordon, who is still leading the way at the age of 104. So I end where I started, with optimism because of you. In a world where decisions are being made like deals, in which winners have the cards and therefore the power, let me remind you, all of you, that you have the values, you have the knowledge, you have the experience, and you have the strength. Those are all the cards that you need. And I know that you make us better. Thank you.
Please welcome student speaker Aisha Chahal from the Department of Health Studies and Applied Educational Psychology.
What? Are you waiting for me to talk? I apologize. For a few seconds, I slipped back into old me, who failed to speak up for almost a decade. But don't worry, I will not disappoint you, as I am back in the present, where I am graduating from nation's first, largest, and topmost graduate school of education, along with my fellow classmates, Teachers College, Columbia University. So congratulations, class of 2025. I have to share a secret with you today. When you go out into the world as educators and leaders, your words will have tremendous power to uplift your students or people around you in your chosen fields. But your careless words can silence the minds that could have changed the world. Let me share a story with you today. I have been chosen as a student speaker after a rigorous selection process, so let me take every advantage of this chance. But stories are the most powerful connection between human beings, especially when they are shared from heart and shared with a purpose. I was born and raised in a very small town in India. After making countless sacrifices, my mom, Meena, raised me to be a bold and courageous girl. I pursued a nursing degree on a full scholarship from a prestigious college. But everything changed when I was 24 in India. I mean, to be honest, I was 24 everywhere in the world. But after an arranged marriage to my wonderful and loving husband, I moved to the United States of America. I was excited and fascinated with everything initially, because very quickly it started to feel like I had been accidentally dropped into this completely new and strange world. I could not have conversation with anyone due to a language barrier at that time and a huge cultural barrier, which is still persistent. I was not able to relate to people. Although my two beautiful children, Arsa and Arjun, were my solace throughout, but discouraging words in my personal or professional lives made me silent, along with the cultural barrier and cultural shock, but I started disconnecting from the world, but most importantly, from myself. And the saddest part of this silence was that I was failing to advocate for my patients and their family members. I was failing to help them navigate through this complex healthcare system. I was devastated, as I had taken an oath to be their voice or give them a voice. But in 2020, Teachers College gave me a fair chance to be unafraid to chase my dreams once again. I worked with the brightest minds from all over the world, many of them present here today. They were eager to make an impact, which is quite literally in TC's DNA. During my early years at TC, one of my mentors noticed that although I had this burning desire to contribute to a better society, I always hesitated to put my perspective on the table. She called me and said, "Aisha, do not take your cultural humility to an extreme where you are undervaluing your own worth. Your silence will not only affect you, but will affect future generation of nurses and the communities they serve." These words inspired me later on to complete a research study in improving confidence and humility at the same time of nursing students, along with my co-researcher and friend, Navninder Kaur. All my mentors at TC, Dr. O'Connell, Dr. Kaur, Dr. Morin, and Dr. Dickinson, made me realize that I had amazing things to give to the world, which is true for every single graduate sitting here today. My early schooling was in Swami Dayanand Ji's school, who was a Hindu philosopher from 19th century. He went to Swami Vivekanand Ji to become his disciple. He knocked at the door. A voice came from inside. "Aap kaun hai? Who are you?" Swami Dayanand Ji from outside replied, "मुझे नहीं पता मैं कौन हूँ, यही जानने आपके पास आया हूँ." So my dear fellow graduates, your students, colleagues, or people around you will need you to help them find themselves. Their charisma might be hiding underneath their self-doubts, societal expectations, conventional thinking, lack of resources, marginalization, or even your standardized testings. Although it is no stretch to say that we have a lot of work to do to get to their voices, but I have no doubt that now we all are fully prepared to impact the generations we will never meet. 10th Sikh Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji once said, "चिड़ियों से मैं बाज लड़ाऊं, गिदड़ों को मैं सींग बनाऊं, 1.25 लाख से एक लड़ाऊं, तबे गोबिंद सिंह नाम धराऊं." Translated to English, it means, small birds can fight hawks, wolves can become lions, and one can fight 100,000. So class of 2025, never doubt that a small group of committed, disciplined, driven, tenacious, and eager citizens like us can bring revolutionary changes in people's lives using our voices. I would like to show you something. This is a mirror. You all know this is a mirror, but probably you cannot read from far away what's written on it. It says, "You are seeing greatness and a person who will change the world." I show this to every student who walks into my office, especially when they are navigating through challenging times in their lives. And I witness that instant smile of self-reflection on their faces. There is a story in them, not in some of them, but in every one of them. Let us give them a fair chance so that they can realize that they have a beautiful story worth telling. I am grateful that I got that chance. Thank you.
Please welcome the corduroy suit led by TC alumni Lindsay Burstead and graduate John Schmergel from the Music and the Music Education Program, Department of Arts and Humanities.
got me waiting all night for the 1, 2, 3 to bed start. And I don't really mind, because these hours, they don't feel like time. Next to you, I forget how blue I am most of the time. That's why I hope that I'm on the right side of the 29 years that you've lived your life. And that beat in your head, it's now stuck in my mind. And I'll try my best to keep the groove locked tight. And getting to know you, it rejects my routines. It bends back my taste buds, stinging sour then sweet. And loving you has become about the only thing I put my mind to. But you're on the fence, up and down, still not sure what you found. Someone restless, rhythmic, melodic, entangled. Yeah, I'm a little messed up, half-baked jumble of sound. And it keeps calling you around till it's the only thing you wanna hear. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
don't. Oh yeah, tight, 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 you hold on me. Tight, 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 this melody, do you hear that sound? Coming around, shouting your name. Do you hear that sound? Coming around, I am shouting your name underneath the noise of a passing one train. Give me 1, 2, 3. Tell me, what do you say? Give me 1, 2, 3. What do you say? What do you say? Tell me, what do you say?
And now, to recognize each of the master's degree candidates is Denise Bonetta, Senior Executive Director, Student Affairs.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. Congratulations, graduates and families. We will now recognize the graduates with the Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Philosophy, and Master of Science degrees by academic department. We now welcome the master degree graduates from the Department of Biobehavioral Sciences.
Janice Marie Brown Spitzmüller, JD.
Malik Bolden. Catherine Marie Elam. Veronica Villa Suarez. Sophia Topales. Brooke Shaw. Ellie Arrow. Eve Mandel. Catherine Sino. Hannah Wolpert. Mel Grasso. Jessica Alexis Figueroa. Sabrina Schwartzman. Dominique Andriana Carter. Azana Casey Green. Zena Gonzalez. Xia Ni Shen. Sean Moe. Theodore Jones. Sneha Giawali. Corey Padnos. Daniel Vladik Heinrich. Charles Graffius. Yuche Tan. Jack Miller. Yihao Wang.
Tanisha Wilson.
Kana Okada. Olivia Chan. Nina Larasa. Estrelita Barranco Aquino. Christopher Tobing.
Joshua David Quo.
Yunja Sun. Yoval Surpin. Sarah Muraki.
Alexander Saroy.
Christina Wana Lee. Hannah Song. Jingge Zhao. Larissa Cassidy Ross Reynolds.
Maya Wold.
Tanushri Murugesh. Haram Mansoor. Araya Dull. Carson McCord. Elizabeth Rice. Rawan Zater. Sumati Wadwa. Helen Chen. Cynthia Huang.
Ching Nam Sobi Chung.
Jean Zhang. Francis Alia Bu. Alexis Georgia Ligas. Emily Ortega. Jacqueline A. Burns. Marcela Bonancio. Brooklyn Williams.
Zaina Fadel.
Megan Bialme Evans. Timothy Mousseau. Emma Aronseller.
Hye Ryong Im.
Vienne Sunhee Park. Lily Grace Rossi. Maya Hammond. Rachel Samaya. Minhei Han. Alexis Kohler.
Sage Factora.
Lauren Marie Logozo. Joanna Marie Ballastier.
Kate Elizabeth Cosens.
Vivian Megan Lee. Ashley Kashani.
Meital Rahimzada.
Bela Henry.
Aya Saga.
Crystal Park. Anog Maidan. Claire O'Riordan. Sarah Austin. Melanie Rosa Chavez. Erica Tejada.
Claide Vassallo Schreiber.
Gabriela Givura. Natasha Reyes. Kate Harrelson. Jessica Yam. Maya Zeldish. Julia Elise Russell. Madison Tesler. Kim Silberman.
That concludes the graduates from the Department of Biobehavioral Sciences. I now ask the department faculty to rise if they are able to be recognized by the master's graduates. We now welcome the master's degree graduates for the Department of Health Studies and Applied Educational Psychology.
Rosarine Seth Bakdi. Shinlin C. Maribel Miriam Goldwyn. Rachel Silberg. Cairo Walden. Lindsay Christ. Joseph Harrington.
Ariel Jaquez.
Rihanna Stolper.
Aliza Nazir.
Nahid Cantalupo. Julia Mazer. Madeline Jurish. Amanda Frankel.
Janae Chase.
Kelsey McClellan. Rachel Penn. Haley Johnston. Huda Garub. Sanam Rahimi. Caitlin Hart. Matthew Sanin. David Gregory Schlemus.
Sebastian Sama.
Daisy Alberta Getz. Claire Clayton. Caitlin Kosakowski. Rui Sun. Yongnan Yu. Yihan Wang. Yulene Shu. Andy Asher. Alejandro Espinosa. Audrey Crook.
Mia Costanzo.
Tulasi Rajasekaran.
Tyra Van Riel.
Sally Liu. Jackie Spence. Kirsten Meyer. Shirley Song. Sarah Subhani. Sophia Gartland. Nanami Murata. Pamela Lowe.
Ermina Schonstack.
Catherine Hackett. Jessica Galvis. Allison Koopman. Emily Luce.
Julie Gupta.
Madison Orloff. Haley Landman. Claire Welsh.
Miriam Atabi. Karen Asiedu.
Shuicheng Yu. Yin Jusen. Divya Sahai. Sasha Suleiman. Michaela Zeider. Sophia Simonian. Marilyn Ronell. Christine Torreson. Malik Teet. Catherine Coverdale. Yifei Shin. Rashida Grant. Anna Horigome. Rain Han. Kusumitha Nekanti. Corina Pecan. Julia Shalov. Sharon Kim. Navia Sudhir. Isabel Kim. Bayen Molokaeva. Shuijiao Yan.
Wan Qing Feng.
Tyler Antoine. Andy Nunez. Dylan Michael Bowden.
Rory Che.
Samantha Ann Semeraro. Isabel Turpinning. Xinyi Xu. Shuyen Wang. Philip Visokin.
That concludes the graduates from the Department of Health Studies and Applied Educational Psychology. I now ask the department faculty to rise if they are able to be recognized by the master's graduates. We now welcome the master's degree graduates from the Department of International and Transcultural Studies.
Lucy Violet Byrne.
Mia Catherine Levesque.
Tiani Yan.
Sarah Matai.
Xinyu Fan. Yifan Gui. Jenny Peng. Wing Mao. Dakan Zhao. Yankai Bito Wu. Yu Cheng Song. Yuta Kumazaki. Talha Edis. Akniet Ozat. Dietrich Oris. Chia Alfani Putri. Ha Fuong Pham. Sandy Yingtong Chen. Yuqi Zheng. Zhan Zi. Hongyu Pan. Xinyu Zhang. Jiarui Gao. Mengzi Liu. Stella Pan. Hanyue Zhang. Julie Corgan. Haley Plenica. Sierra Kazasa. Katie Schuler Neal. Nural Hoda El Said. Bantu Kumsa.
Amin Mishal.
Sida Knet J. Carolyn Zeitz. Sydney Hacker.
Ellen Jesse.
Meow Meow. Yutin Bu.
Alexandra Heracus.
King Xuan Li. Ying Chi Chen. Indra Amar Jargal.
Joanne Ree.
Yasmin Paula Guardado.
Paola Abril.
Courtney Martinez.
Jessica Jascott.
Zhou Ying Shui. Muyi Liu. Zoe Jian Piao. Yiga Chen. Shan Shen Cheng.
Malika Gillette.
Ruyan Fan. Sabrina Zhao. Kathy Lee.
Ray Fan.
Alejandra Cespedes Ormachea.
Bao Noctan. Noah Einat Urbach.
Sarah Lewis.
Theo Intwari.
That concludes the graduates from the Department of International and Transcultural Studies. I now ask the department faculty to rise if they are able to be recognized by the master's graduates. That concludes the recognition of master's candidates. Thank you.
And now we will begin the hooding ceremony for TC's doctoral graduates. Each department will be presented by their chair, and graduates will be hooded by a member of the faculty. Please welcome Lori Quinn, Professor of Movement Science and Kinesiology and Chair, Department of Biobehavioral Sciences.
Thank you. Thank you. Today, we celebrate the graduation of many outstanding students from the Department of Biobehavioral Sciences. Our programs in Communication Sciences and Disorders, Movement Sciences and Kinesiology, and Neuroscience and Education equip our students with the knowledge and skills to address challenges in clinical, educational, and community settings. Graduates of our department are leaving prepared to make a significant impact on the world by enhancing human communication, movement, and health. We are incredibly proud to launch these clinicians, scientists, educators, and advocates into their professional roles, where they will focus on finding groundbreaking and accessible ways of enhancing health outcomes and quality of life for individuals of all ages and backgrounds. We proudly send forth these change makers who are committed to addressing the many complex challenges facing our society. Congratulations, graduates.
We now welcome the doctoral degree graduates from the Department of Biobehavioral Sciences. The following graduates will be hooded by Professor Lori Quinn.
Alyssa Pacheco.
Lauren Winterbottom.
The following graduate will be hooded by Professor Carol Ewing Garber.
Alexander Rothstein.
The following graduate will be hooded by Professor Erica Levy.
Ji-Young Choi.
The following graduates will be hooded by Professor Jacqueline Montes.
Elizabeth Harding. Jennifer Jezequel. Jonathan Jezekel.
That concludes the doctoral graduates from the Department of Biobehavioral Sciences. I now ask the department faculty to rise if you're able and to be recognized by our doctoral graduates.
Please welcome Lawden Jerome, Professor of Psychology and Education and Chair of the Department of Health Studies and Applied Educational Psychology.
Good afternoon. I'm so delighted to introduce our graduates from the Department of Health Studies and Applied Educational Psychology. The mission of our department is to improve health, learning, and social-emotional well-being at the individual, family, school, and community levels. Graduates from our health studies programs are prepared to be leaders in such fields as health promotion and education, nursing education, and nutrition. Those in our applied educational psychology programs are prepared in such fields as school psychology and special education. The work of our faculty and students in the department provides the evidence base to inform the design, implementation, and evaluation of curricula, interventions in schools and other community settings, while addressing systemic and individual barriers. We are so proud of our graduates. They are educators, practitioners, scholars, and leaders. In other words, they are change makers. Our graduates are committed to promoting learning and wellness in historically underserved high-needs communities, conducting socially consequential and policy-relevant research, and fostering interdisciplinary collaborations in their respective areas of practice to address problems in society that no single disciplinary approach can achieve. So please join me in congratulating the graduates from Health Studies and Applied Educational Psychology.
We now welcome the doctoral degree graduates from the Department of Health Studies and Applied Educational Psychology. John Elagrante, the Charles Irwin Lambert Professor of Health, Behavior, and Education, will hood our next graduate.
Jessica DiPaolo.
Associate Professor Prerna Arora will hood our next graduate.
Carissa Isabel Leem.
Charles Bash, the Richard March Ho Professor of Health and Education, will hood our following graduates.
Melissa L. Mendelson. Zihan Dong. Heather Nuskind. Nancy Cui. Mohima Mira.
Senior lecturer Jane Dickinson will hood our following graduates.
Naunena Kaur. Catherine Giannattino. Elizabeth Saska. Clarissa Swope. Aisha Chahal.
Assistant Professor Jessica Dudek will hood our next graduate.
Han Yan.
Associate Professor Daniel Feenup will hood our next graduate.
Rebecca Miller.
Professor Desiree Hensel will hood our next graduates.
Joanne Weiss. Jasper Erwin Tolarba.
Pam Cook, the Mary Swartz Rose Associate Professor of Nutrition and Education, will hood the following graduates.
Allison Buckingham. Natalie Greaves Peters. Wen Yuan Wang. Xiaoge Gao.
Professor Karen Morin will hood our next graduate.
Aisha Shasa Souffran.
Kathleen O'Connell, the Isabel Maitland Stewart Professor Emerita of Nursing Education, will hood our next graduate.
Arlene McQuain.
Professor Michelle Odlum will hood our next graduate.
Lynn Dow.
Professor Emeritus Stephen Peverly will hood our next graduate.
Emily Dvorak.
Associate Professor Sonali Rajan will hood the following graduates.
Forrest Harding. Ivory Allen Farley Cook.
Jun Jung Kim.
Jenny Caruso.
Assistant Professor Elaine Smolin will hood our next graduate.
Bryn Powell.
That concludes the doctoral graduates from the Department of Health Studies and Applied Educational Psychology. I now ask the department faculty to rise if they are able to be recognized by our doctoral graduates.
Please welcome Nicholas Limerick, Associate Professor of Anthropology and Education and Chair of the Department of International and Transcultural Studies.
Welcome, graduates and family and friends. Our faculty in the Department of International and Transcultural Studies is proud to present our new colleagues, the class of 2025. They've come from all over the world, and they'll go all over the world. Both programs in our department, Anthropology and International and Comparative Education, have had a presence at Teachers College and Columbia since before the year 1900. So, graduating students, just imagine the network of alumni peers that you're about to join. Our graduates work in fascinating and diverse jobs: museum outreach and continuing education, national financial aid policy, educating the future of young people and adults in the US and throughout the world, and as researchers at universities worldwide, just to name a few careers. And we love hearing about exciting things that our new graduates are working on, so please do keep in touch with us. I'll end here with a quote from anthropologist Margaret Mead, who actually taught at Teachers College and whom our excellent student speaker already quoted just a little bit in her talk. So the quote is, "Never underestimate the ability of a small group of dedicated people to change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." One thing that continues to energize our faculty, including in these challenging times, is that our smart, driven students teach us a lot. We've seen how much you've already accomplished in life, and we have high expectations for your future. If anyone's going to make the world a better place, we're betting on you all to do it. So congratulations again.
We now welcome the doctoral degree graduates from the Department of International and Transcultural Studies. Associate Professor Mary Mendenhall will hood our next graduate.
Christopher Henderson.
Hervé Varenne, the Gardner-Cowles Professor of Anthropology and Education, will now hood our next graduate.
Afaf Al-Kashman.
That concludes the doctoral graduates from the Department of International and Transcultural Studies. I now ask the department faculty to rise if they are able to be recognized by the doctoral graduates. That concludes the hooding of the doctoral graduates. Thank you.
And now, for the presentation of the graduates, please welcome Provost Carrie Ann O'Meara.
Good afternoon. President Bailey, Chair Nelson, trustees, faculty, staff, and guests, it is my pleasure as the provost of the college to present to you the master's graduates from Teachers College. Graduates, when I say your degree, stand if you're able. Please hold your applause until all of the graduates have been recognized. Would Masters of Arts please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Would Masters of Science please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Would Masters of Education please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Would Masters of Philosophy please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Now it is my pleasure to present to you the doctoral graduates from Teachers College. Please hold your applause until all the graduates have been recognized. Would Doctor of Education please stand to be recognized and remain standing? And would Doctor of Philosophy please stand to be recognized and remain standing? President Bailey, I commend these graduates for their commitment to a wiser, healthier, more equitable, and more just world. I look forward to the positive change they will make as they take their place as leaders in our society. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing our graduates.
Please welcome President of the TC Alumni Council, Brian Kennerly.
Congratulations once again to the class of 2025. You are now all TC alumni. My name is Brian Kennerly, President of TC's Alumni Council, and I am honored to speak to you on this momentous day. I remember the immense feeling of accomplishment after I completed my master's degree in educational leadership at TC. I remember looking around during my own convocation at the classmates who became friends, the professors who shaped my academic journey, and all the individuals who made my experience enriching and special. Although this may feel like the end of an era for you, this is just the beginning. You are now and forever will be a proud TC alum. More than 100,000 alumni live in all 50 states across the U.S. and are in 161 countries around the world. Wherever you go and whatever you do, you can connect with and learn from other distinguished TC alumni through regional groups, affinity groups, and service. Our alumni body is made stronger by extraordinary people like you, making strides in the areas of education, health, and psychology all over the world. Let me reiterate, this is the beginning of a new experience with TC that will continue to build throughout your career. Engage with your fellow alumni, share ideas, and collaborate with one another. Stay in touch with us, letting us know the important work you're doing, and come visit us on campus and around the globe. True change starts with TC, and I'm here to remind you that true change starts with you. Congratulations to the class of 2025.